one of the best songs in the world is Pretty Green Eyes, and he started showing fried chicken and fries or something.
Welcome along to Fried Chicken Fries. It's episode 30 of your now favourite podcast. I am Richard Easterbrook, and as ever, of course, I'm joined by Matthew Keeling. Hello, Matthew. It's Fried Chicken Fries Day. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm all right. I've just got out of the bath.
Did you notice I was trying to make that a thing?
Fried Chicken Fries Day.
Yeah, because it's Friday when this goes out. It's not Friday now.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let you too far behind the curtain, but
no, it's Wednesday night, which is...
It's Wednesday night, and you've just had a bath. It's bath night.
I have bath most nights.
Do you?
Yeah.
No. Did you ever have one bath? Was Sunday bath night for you? Because it was.
Nah, I've always been heavy on the baths.
I don't understand. I must have gone in the bath more than that as a kid. Surely.
Oh, once a month.
Once a week. It was during the top 40.
Mm.
Yeah, I just remember.
That is a thing. That it's very peaky.
Yeah. I don't know. I must have gone in during the week, surely.
Well, you must have had a shower at least.
I mean, I was 18, so.
Kicking and screaming. I don't want to go in the bath.
Nah.
You're 26. You're back.
Well, we're back to discuss some more randomly generated topics. As you've alluded to in the previous episode, not that much in the way of Jeopardy.
No. Not a lot, really.
But for every week that we knock out the park, three or four very safe topics, it leaves the very difficult ones that we know that are on the wheel.
It does, but we do keep adding to it as well. So.
It's very much like a landmine field.
Yeah, well, that was probably one of the most Jeopardy, although the Falklands was fairly...
Yeah, the Falklands felt like a swing and a miss because although we didn't get any negative... response to it. It was very difficult talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Not my favourite.
Do have some news for you though, because we did hold a poll during the last episode.
I voted in that.
Okay, I'm going to announce results of that poll now. The poll was do hiccups hurt?
Yeah.
Which was following on from my admission that when I get hiccups, they hurt. And Matthew suggested that wasn't normal. I'd like to think it is very much normal. I don't know the results of the poll yet.
Yeah.
It's quite disappointing.
All right, you don't. All right, okay.
No, I've got the results.
Right.
It's 50-50.
Did you vote?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see what's happened here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's enough to carry weight if it's any kind of referendum.
I don't think the two people who discussed it and had different opinions on the podcast, being the two people who voted in the subsequent poll, is a good sample size. Really, if I'm to be brutally honest.
Yeah, I'm disappointed with that because I thought there'd be at least 3 people.
10, yeah. I thought Gary Jerry might have voted. I'm really annoyed. Come on, Gary.
We've been let down, but yeah.
All the Garys. Gary Foster, you could have voted. I bet your hiccups knack.
Yeah. Well,
Gary's definitely had time off with hiccups.
It shouldn't be something to be scoffed at. In my opinion. I haven't had hiccups. I didn't have them in the wake of the show.
Apologies, I need the afternoon off because I've got the hiccups.
Yeah, because I've got the hiccups, eh? Well, I'd sanction it. As a fellow hiccup, remember when you lied about getting?
And then you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know they hurt them, don't they?" No.
Remember when you lied about getting a migraine to the world expert in migraines?
Yeah. Do you want to spin the wheel?
I'm gonna spin the wheel. That could have covered that off in lies last week.
Well, yeah, I thought we'd meant that job enough.
We're spinning. Hey.
What is it?
It's no, it's not. I wish. It's it's Diana's funeral.
Oh, is it?
It is. Man. It really is. Veto. No. Yeah. Diana's funeral.
Well,
obviously, for context, it was the funeral of Princess Diana, or Diana, Princess of Wales, as she was
Wales, yeah. An
actually
unusual
known.
one for me, this, because I loathe the royal family and everything they stand for, as I've said on the podcast before, and accidentally called for them to, yes.
And what was the word that you used? It wasn't
Well,
like abolished. It was like,
it was, I won't go in, it was executed, but I didn't mean
yeah.
that. I meant abolished. But I'm obsessed with Princess Diana, and I've just obviously been to a very sad funeral, my nana's funeral the other week. So this is very fresh funerals, but I'm obsessed with her funeral in particular.
I don't want to. I don't want to cast shade upon your nana's funeral, but
No.
these are on different levels that you'd have thought.
Yes, and it brings me round to, I mean, this was 1997,
Yes.
Westminster Abbey,
Yes.
and I became obsessed with this funeral about 3 years ago uh,
Mm.
when I was quite hungover and I was watching Elton John's performance of Candle in the Wind 1997, which I believe to be one of the best musical performances of all time. And if you listen to any of the podcasts I did around that time or since, or follow me on any social media, you will know that. But then I did subsequently go on to watching all of the funeral, which
The
is
entirety.
unhinged, actually. But there's an extraordinary bit in the funeral where Elton John is being introduced into Westminster Abbey by David Dimbleby.
I was going to say it's a Dimbleby, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dimble David B.
Yeah.
And he goes Elton John on the right, and George Michael, and then he decides to point out that George Michael has a beard.
Yeah. Just to differentiate from the clearly obvious fact that it's two of the UK's biggest pop stars of the
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
probably of any time.
And then
George
it's
Michael.
and then it's like now in the nave, and Elton John is in there with his freshly whisked hair
Oh yeah.
in his extraordinary suit.
And the same suit he was wearing at
Well, you know,
Gianni Versace's
you gotta
wedding not long before.
get a bit aware of it. And he sings the version of "Candle in the Wind" that Bernie Taupin has phoned in 3 days prior to
Mm.
that because the lyrics are appalling. But
Well,
the
not just phoned in. I mean, we are kind of scattering about the place here, but "Candle in the Wind," originally written about Marilyn Monroe. Goodbye, Norma Jean.
jeans.
And the lyrics were changed. Obviously, there's a week between Diana's demise and the funeral, and in that space, Bernie Taupin, who is Elton John's lyricist, he rewrote the lyrics and faxed them to Elton, and Elton clearly just went, "That'll do." That's another number one in the bag. I mean, it was clearly number one.
Well, yeah.
And then, I mean, the lyrics themselves probably are that's probably an episode in itself.
Yeah, I do.
The lyrics to "Candle in the Wind"
Yeah,
1997.
yeah. I think we won't go into that actually, because it's deviated away from the funeral, isn't it?
Yeah, I've just got one thing to say. It's "Loveliness We've Lost."
Yeah,
Right.
terrible, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, but that performance in the nave by Elton of "Candle in the Wind" 1997 is incredible because there's either a synthesizer or there's like a string section in the background that doesn't appear in the song. He left the funeral to go and record.
I'm really not. What they should have just released. They should have just released that.
Would you know where he recorded it?
I don't know. Waltham Station.
No, he recorded it in like Crouch End or something in a studio that was a church. So why didn't he just record it in the church, as in Westminster Abbey? I mean,
Why didn't he just? Do you mind if I just leave my phone on here and just record?
Well, obviously, yeah. I don't know if we revealed at the time on Wise Men Say, but I did buy the entire funeral service on CD, BBC CD.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't like a bootleg. It was the official CD. I managed to get that off eBay. I've since given it to you.
Yes, it's great.
But the version of Candle in the Wind on that is incredible. It's
It's so good. It sounds so good. But then also on there, obviously, you've got the famous speeches.
Yes. Explosive speech by Earl Spencer.
Absolutely.
Who's Diana's older brother.
Mm-hmm.
Or younger brother. Older. He's older now.
He's older. And then you've got Tony Blair's.
Yes. His reading. Which I then went on to do at a wedding, and I subconsciously did it in a Tony Blair style, not remembering. So, yeah.
Talk sort of in bits.
The hand movements and the house movement, hand movements as well. As a child.
She was the people's princess.
She was the people's princess.
She was. Yeah. She was great.
She was. I mean, like, that
and she hated the royal family as well.
Take that with a pinch of salt.
Well, I choose to believe. Well, you can't deny it now. So
no, you get that. You're getting it like nowadays from Meghan, and you're like, well, you don't hate it that much because you're in it.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah, clinging on.
Well, like Diana hated the royal family, yet she still lived at Kensington Palace. So
I suppose you would, wouldn't you?
She could have just rented a flat somewhere else, gone on Rightmove or whatever was around at the time.
Well, yeah, indeed. Well, I hate them, right?
Fair play. I get that, and Earl Spencer did as well from his explosive speech.
Oh, it was explosive, mind. It was.
Other than that, I don't really remember much about.
There's William and Harry inconsolable walking behind making them walk. By the way,
yeah,
extraordinary that. I mean, even I feel empathy for them there. Well, I not really, but a bit, because they are just at that point children.
Yeah, like William was a year. He's exactly a year older than me because he's got the same birthday, which is by the by. But like, it's easy enough to kind of put yourself in those shoes at the time. Go, Christ, if I lost my mum and I had to walk behind the hearse, the Sunderland creme.
That phrase would
could have closed the road.
That phrase would get very confused in Ashington, wouldn't it? Behind a hearse. So, will you stop following me? Have you stopped for a trot? Wait.
Yeah. Did your version on YouTube of the funeral include the drive from the funeral to Althorpe?
Yeah, and because she's buried on that like little island garden thing, isn't she?
Mm.
But yeah, it includes like the drive where people are just lobbing stuff onto the motorway. I'm not like I mean flowers basically.
It's like the M4 or the M something, and they're all like just parked up.
Yeah, it's mad actually. It's bizarre. The outpouring of grief is extraordinary when you think about it. But I mean, it's on for 4 hours. The funeral. It's quite a long time. I watched it while ruinously hungover, and then decided that to become obsessed with the performance in the nave by Elton John. And I think that is the highlight of the film. That is certainly the best bit.
Yeah.
Like you are like looking forward to that. When you were watching it, if you watched it at the time, everyone was like, oh, Elton's on in a bit. Well, yeah, but like that's...
Yeah, and I guess he fed off that as well because like you only kicked away the piano stool, went straight into I'm Still Standing. It was a gear change, but we're all here for it.
I'm so sorry. I just get caught up in it all. One is not impressed.
We kept looking at someone, didn't he, in the audience?
Yeah,
and we tried to like map it.
Yeah. Was it like Nelson Mandela?
No, I had it down as Pavarotti.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, same thing. Very similar people.
But I mapped out Westminster Abbey and the seat.
Yeah, because we were looking in his island
angles.
You look at his island.
This was during either redundancy or lockdown or both. For me,
I think Definitely
definitely had too much time on my hands.
Definitely during a crisis of some kind.
Yeah.
But you would, I mean, you've got me to thank for bringing the funeral back into your attention, really.
Absolutely. I remember watching it like live. First time
Oh,
you'd have only been 5, wouldn't you? So
yeah, it just brings me back to my theory that everyone's funeral should be on the BBC.
yeah, I agree with the Dimbleby treatment.
Yeah.
Ideally, with Elton John attending. Well,
If possible, where possible, Elton
yeah,
John should attend. You could AI Dimbleby now.
yeah, just like they did with Attenborough. Did you hear about that?
No.
Well, they reckon they've AI'd his voice for the voiceover for that Asia documentary they did.
Is he?
Because his voice is like, it's obviously it's higher, so it sounds like it's come from a time where he was like younger.
Right.
As opposed to like his mid-90s state now. I think we've cast enough shade on David Attenborough on his show.
Yeah. Well,
Feel I must stop.
Was he stealing birds' eggs, isn't he?
That's it. He could have done the voiceover, but he decided he would go to Richmond Park and steal some birds' eggs.
He was doing it. That's the real pandemic.
That's it.
It is.
Yeah. All started there.
Well, is that Diane's funeral? Because
I think so. It's worth it. It's a weird watch, right? But it's worth it.
Yeah, it's an investment, I'd say. I would say start with, because there's a clip. I'll tweet it, but there's a clip of which has the Elton introduction.
Then go straight into performance,
and then go straight, and then it's a now in the nave, Elton John, and then so like that is a good 6 or 7 minutes, and that think of that as the trailer for the funeral.
Yeah, that's like your TikTok reel, isn't it? That bit.
Yeah. So watch that, and then, to be fair, you can probably just watch that, but it's the funeral's worth a watch, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. I'm probably gonna watch it now. Not right now because we've got this to record, but
And see, like, cheers, all the best.
So I think I've just found my weekend watching.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, what did you do this weekend? I watched Diana's funeral. No, but what did you actually do? No, you did, didn't you? You actually did.
Did you put a suit on?
You've been crying.
Yeah, well, it's too soon.
Yeah, that is Diana's funeral. That's a good 14 minutes we've spoke about Diana's funeral.
I thought it might be longer, to be fair. We did delve into Candle in the Wind further.
Yeah, I mean that probably is an episode in it, like in itself. Yeah. But yeah, so spin again. And spin we shall. We are spinning. Let's see what it's got. Athlete's foot. Is the wheel biting back tonight?
I think it is a bit, isn't it?
I've got an athlete's foot story if you want it.
Well, we'll go for it if you want. I've never had it, so I don't really know
what
it is, so I don't really have a lot to say about it.
It was awful. It came around the time I was living in Sheffield.
I'm going to have to tweet a picture of athlete's foot. Put a picture on Instagram of athlete's foot. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I've got a good fix for it though. Not
all right. Well, go on then.
Right.
Get it out.
I can't remember the name of it now.
Athlete's foot.
No, the medication for it.
All right.
But anyway, I had around the same time I had 2 ear infections in athlete's foot. It was at that point I kind of paused my internet dating search because I didn't think it would be right to go on a date with my body clearly rebelling against it. My levels of hygiene were good, semi-good at the time, but the athlete's foot, I don't know how I got it. It might have been linked to coming back from centre parks.
Interesting.
Where I got 2 ear infections. So I guess you could probably draw a line from centre parks.
You get them in the same ear?
Different ears.
I was going to say.
At the same time, though.
That's quite annoying, isn't it?
I was completely deaf.
What?
Oh,
you what? You what?
I was completely deaf. So that was 2005. Great. Yeah.
8 years there after Diana's funeral.
Yeah, there might have been like a delayed reaction to it. My body was starting to shut down in grief. But the athlete's foot, yeah, it was awful. It was terrible. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Itchy, stink. It's absolutely stank. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but
I have nothing to say about athlete's foot. Can we spin the wheel again?
It was terrible. But before I go, I will find out what I used in the end.
Oh, please do. Yeah, the listeners are on. We've just regaled them with tales of Diana's funeral.
It's what I thought it was, Lamisil.
Your rotting limbs.
But it's not just normal Lamisil. It's Lamisil once, which is it's the next level up. Don't mess around with just plain Lamisil. Get Lamisil once. It's a single dose treatment for athlete's foot, and I never got it back. So,
oh, very good. Did you hear that then?
No, what?
That was the last listener switching on.
I don't care. I do care actually.
Okay, come back. Yeah. I've never had it. I don't really know what it is apart from that it's itchy.
Yeah, awful.
Get it off like wet socks.
I think so. It's a hygiene thing, I think. It's a bit,
right, well, let's just move on.
Yeah, athletes were spinning again. I'm glad I told that story.
I am as well.
Glad I told you. Have we used a veto yet? We haven't, have we? The next one the next cab off the rank is bungee jumping.
Right.
You ever bungee jumped?
No.
Okay. I can't.
You can't?
No.
Why?
Oh, no, I can't. Because of my hip.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's a bit like the bungee cord had come back up with my leg still attached. Where did he go? Oh.
Which is not very well, everybody.
Is that athlete's foot?
Yeah. Is that the copy of Diana's funeral on CD? I've never bungee jumped, nor will I ever bungee jump.
No, I can't. If you did it from my feet, I would my hip, because full disclosure, I've had a hip replacement.
I don't understand how that is.
So it would come out.
How does that not like dislocate all of your legs?
Well, it would definitely dislocate that one.
Yeah, I don't just mean about you, but like
be like a Lego man.
Yeah, bits coming. I have to make 2 trips, man. I keep dropping. What?
My Ovaltine's finished. So
are you 95?
I'd add sugar to my Ovaltine because it wasn't sweet enough. Very old man with a hip replacement and athlete's foot.
Yeah, you're not doing
at the age of 42.
Much good here, Richard.
No. I couldn't do it. I don't want to do it.
Well, I think I wouldn't like to do that because I don't like heights really, or at all.
No.
I just think the whole concept of it's barbaric. I would never do a skydive either, but I kind of understand that. Because like you get, I do think that a skydive, once the parachute opens, that bit looks great. Like when you're like, and the view would be incredible, and you can like actually enjoy that. What do you enjoy about a bungee jump?
Nothing, because you're just hurtling.
Yeah,
at all times you're just hurtling in a certain direction. Then there's the springy bit
when you get Jesus.
Yeah. So I guess like the rush of getting almost near the ground, or the lake, or whatever you're bungee jumping over, tarmac.
Yeah, tarmac. Have you measured this? It'd be all right, like quite a lot of spare up. Wait.
Holding the rope as it lets you go. Did I need this? Did this need to be attached anywhere?
Do I need to tie this to something? Hey, what? Oh, do I need to tie this to
what? Yeah, I've got no desire.
The wheel is right over here because I've got no idea about bungee jumping.
It was Ben Taylor who suggested bungee jumping, by the way.
Right.
So it was a listener suggestion.
Right. Well, we've talked about it. Can we move on? Spin the wheel again.
Talked about. I don't know who asked about athlete's foot. Nobody.
Nobody.
I think I put it in. Dear me. That was a mistake. Got time for one more spin.
I reckon so.
One more spin. They've still got the veto. That's in our back pocket, ready to be used at any point. I think we'd have used it by now, but here we are. We haven't. Spinning again.
Yeah, I did try my best to get. Yeah.
Sunburn.
Oh.
Not the Muse song.
I don't like Muse.
I like that song,
Sunburn honestly makes me feel sick. The pain of sunburn is unique in a way that it renders you just useless.
Yeah, because you can't really like if you get it bad enough, you can't like move.
The worst place. What's the worst place to burn? Do you reckon?
Your bum.
Will there be questions asked? Right.
Worst place
Burn
to
me tail. Right. Well.
Yeah, probably that.
One. What?
It would be pretty painful.
That would knack.
Well, it's not the.
Can you just put some after sun on us?
The worst place to burn.
Actually,
your face.
I think. Well,
yeah,
your face.
I don't know.
Your face. You look ridiculous.
Mm.
An arm. If I'm going to get sunburnt, I'm not asked about burning so much my arms or your belly or whatever, your thigh, like even your thighs. But like the back of your neck is horrendous.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, because you have to put clothes on it.
And the back of your knees is awful.
Yeah.
Like horrific. It really is awful sunburn. Like, and your shoulders, if you get your shoulders, because when you put like a t-shirt on. And the worst bit is like you put after sun on, and then your top sticks to just awful sunburn. It's really, really like I'm honestly gutted if I get sun because I don't tan. So I
do know.
Lather myself in sun cream. Factor 50. I'd buy Factor 1,000,000 if I could.
I used to burn really quickly, and because I'm blonde, I used to burn really quickly and never tan. It would just red, then white again.
I look like a drumstick.
But now for some reason, I don't know if it's like an old thing or what.
Yeah, you're quite old.
I am quite old. I tan quite easy, and I don't burn as much.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, it's not a boast. I've had to live with
where I'm sat.
Yeah, I've had to live with like terrible sunburn for a long time, but now it's kind of like I'm like a normal person now. It's good.
Oh, it's really awful.
Especially when someone like slaps you or anything. Or
yeah, like mate. Yeah.
Like when you've burned your face, so yeah, and you can feel it on your lips. That's how you know it's bad. Because you haven't like had a chance to look in the mirror or anything. I've probably had too long in the sun here because you can like you can feel it, and your face is like tight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Have you ever been somewhere like you've arrived?
I've been a few places.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Have you ever because I remember going to cricket once and arriving at like 11 in the morning and thinking, oh no, I'm going to be in the sun a lot of the day here.
Yeah.
I don't have any sun cream.
Yeah, it was during when I was working on one of the Great Run events.
Did you?
I did used to work for Great Run. Yeah, the Great North Run of I think it was it would have been 2018, and we had a sun cream sponsor at the time.
All right.
And they were handing out samples at the start, and it was just dark, and it was pissing it down.
You were you laughing.
Oh, we were laughing. I had my coat on, big coat on, everything, laughing away at people. Then we got to like South Shields, and the sun came out, and it got absolutely scorching, and none of us had any sun cream because we all laughed at the people with the free sun cream. And that was a good 5 or 6 hours in the sun.
Oh, it's just I feel awful now thinking about
it. The first beer after finishing work was actually painful to drink because of the lip situation.
Oh man.
But the burning section kind of doesn't last anywhere near as long as it used to. The next day I'm fine. It's weird.
I think at the worst I was in. I got sunburned quite badly last year, but it was only on my arms. It wasn't really arsed. Just looked a bit daft. It does hurt though in the sun the next day.
Yeah, it does. And
but your face.
It's worse when you don't have you don't have after sun at hand, and you have to go and buy some, or there's none available. If you're in the Lake District or something, you have to schlep to Keswick or something.
Or you've got to go to the chemist.
Yeah. And they've ramped the price up when you walk in. I think,
£64. Really? Is it? Oh, the worst sunburn I ever had, actually, Richard, as a pre-warning, was doing the coast to coast.
I was thinking this because I'm probably not going to pack something like that. Plus, when you do exercise and you've got sun cream on, it's awful.
Yeah, it is.
Runs into your eyes.
This was horrific. We'd done it the year prior, and it pissed it down for the whole time. And this year was red, scorching hot. And we were like, shit. But this was only on the second day. The first day was cloudy. So we left Alston early in the morning. There was nothing open. It was before they built the co-op, the shop. Frank, will you stop sneezing, please? And I remember riding up onto the Pennines, back up to the Pennines, thinking, shit. And we went through Nenthead, which is a place where there is nothing but a bike shop, and he had some sun cream.
Yeah.
He didn't sell me.
Why?
He was like, it's not for sale. It's for customer use. So I was like, well, can I use some? He's like, yeah, we have to buy something. I was like, I don't want to buy anything. I was like, I'll buy the sun cream. He's like, I'm not selling you the sun cream. So I paid him £2 and he squirted a bit of sun cream onto my hand. And I had the choice between putting it on the back of my neck or the back of my legs. And I put it on the back of my neck and I made the wrong choice.
Yeah.
It was horrific. It was
so you only had enough for
he literally would I offered him £10 for this but it was one of the little Nivea thing, little tiny bottles.
Oh yeah.
And the dickhead wouldn't give me it. And it was one of them where it blistered and everything. It was horrendous. Will you stop sneezing, you little freak? It's going all over me. Fuck, put your paw over your mouth if you're going to sneeze. He's doing it again.
It's not the ground. Is that Frank?
Yeah.
What's he had?
I think there's a new blanket on the city. I think it's making him.
That's it.
It's quite annoying. Put his paw over his mouth. Rude. Didn't bring you up like this.
You did.
You're dragged up.
Well, that's sunburn, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to shout at you.
Good bastard. Yeah, that's sunburn. I'm gonna have to bring some sun cream with me on our coast to coast bike ride.
Oh, definitely.
Which is now how many weeks? 6 weeks away for us now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's me, Matt, the aforementioned Andrew Ferguson, with his stellar Uber rating, which he since reported is getting better. Mine's getting worse. So I think Fergie's done something.
Fergie's coming up down tomorrow. My dad's doing the bike ride as well.
Yes, so. I was about to get your dad as well. So
just got to find wrong with the bikes because he can fix it.
Oh, because can he fix things?
Yeah.
Oh, great! I was gonna bring some like a multi-tool and some.
Is this Jeff? He's a mechanic. Were you?
You all right?
Sneezing again. Will you just stop it? Quite annoying. But yeah, we're doing the bike ride to raise money for dickheads like, well, not you, actually, the other one.
When that's not sneezing. It's Frank there. Right, well, as ever, you can check out our fundraising links on our socials. Please get in touch and give us some difficult subjects to talk about. I think we've had a mixed bag tonight.
Well, it's not been easy, but I'm delighted with the Diana's funeral one.
Yeah, it was a real boon that we've gone through an entire episode without having a veto either.
I know, yeah.
So we could have used it for Athlete's Foot.
We should have. It's done now, so we don't need to worry about it.
Should have done. It's another subject we probably should have vetoed, along with the Falklands and going well back, Christopher Reeve. In hindsight, should have probably vetoed him.
He should have vetoed.
Right. Thank you very much for listening. We shall see you next Fried Chicken Fries Day. Thanks very much.